Hey everybody, Mike Moose here, and today is part 3 of the Airfix A-18A Hornet build series. In this part, we're putting on the landing gear, the air brake, the canopy prop, and several fuselage additions. That's all coming up next on Modeling with Mike. Alright, and welcome back, and let's first recap what we did last video. Last video, we got the cockpit into the, well, we built the cockpit, and we also got it into the fuselage, put the fuselage halves together, and basically got the wings on as well as the afterburners. So today we are going to go through steps 8 through 14, which will include the two air intakes in the body parts there. I'm going to put on the canopy prop. Without the canopy, that's going to go on last. All our landing gear and the doors. So that's as well as the air brake. So that's what today is gonna comprise. And first things first, number 8, got part 33 here, which is the air brake. We're going to put this in closed. So all we need is the air brake panel itself, and it'll fit right into this orifice here, like so. Like that. So I think I'm gonna need a clamp for that. So we'll get our extra thin, get this extra thin spread out around here, spread it liberally, and then put that in there, put our clamp on there to hold it in place. There, whoops. There we go. Let that take hold here. So that is the only thing we need on part 8. Now part 9, we're going to put our air intakes on, our two side pods, and the vertical stabilizers. So first things first, we're going to put let's see, we get, let's go on here like so, fit them on like this. These will go on like that. Nice. Alright, well, you know what we need. Need a lot of, I'm going to put on our extra thin. We'll set our air intake on like that. There's one side, the air intake. Now we'll do the other side. Same thing. We'll get my extra thin out and about and all around here so that our air intake will go right in here like so. There's the other side. There's our air intakes. Looking good. Alright, now we need our two side pods. And these, let's see, these will fit. Okay. I'm going to get the air pods, this air intakes off. Maybe we should have put the side pods on first. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And we need to clean this up a bit. Got some stuff sticking up here. It's preventing it from sitting flush on there. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, put some my extra thin in here. Around, put it on the side here. Don't put it on the fingers, even though it just did. Yeah. We will. Just got glue fingerprints on there. Gee, beautiful. Okay. Okay. Put some right down here. And down here. Some down there. Down there. And in here. All right, let that do its thing. Set on the side there. I think we're done with this. There we go. Now, I'll put on this other side. Then we'll redo our, I'm gonna redo the air intakes and we'll be done. Sorry I'm not in frame, but I wanna be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, when I'm dealing with my hobby knife, I'd rather I see what I'm doing than y'all see what I'm doing. You know, nothing personal, but yeah. Self-preservation mode comes into being then. And there we go. Bam. Okay. Now, just start reinforcing everything around here. And after we get everything reinforced, yes, absolutely beautiful. Now we'll reattach I'm gonna reattach the air intakes. That'll be great, perfect. Okay. We'll get that on there. That side. Okay. Side pod, air intakes. And I see more filler coming in. Let's see here. All right, cool. And we got our other air intake going in here. Same thing. Get in there. Get everything right there. And boom. And this side is in. So there we have our air intakes. We have our side pods. Now we're almost through with part 9. We need our 2 vertical stabilizers, which go right. They fit right into these little rectangular areas there. So I'll just put some extra thin there. Put that bad boy on there. Boom. And this is starting to go together real well. And then we'll get the other side. And we will start. And we will get the canopy. That goes in there. And there we go. It's really starting to take shape. Looking really good. There we go. That's in there right. And that's in there right. So there we go. Perfect. Oh, loving it. All right. Number 10. Well, I'm going to hang this up in the closet back there, so we're going to have the canopy closed. So number 38, right back like that, like so, and yeah, okay. We'll put some extra thin on here, and this will sit right in there like that. And then this part will rest on both of these. This one, there's one little one behind the seat that this part here will set in. So, a little extra thin here, a little extra thin down here. And that part will be done. Let me get my tweezers. Get that in there. There we go. Bingo. All right, now we go to part 11. We need to put our front landing gear in, and let's see here. Number 11 will go. This part goes back. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Back here, that goes back in there. Okay. There we go. That'll work. So, some extra thin on here. Some extra thin on here. Fill this hole up. And we'll fill this hole up. Again. There. There. Slip this in right there. And there. Front landing gear. Okay. Now, we have two little fins right there. And those are going to go in these little bitty slots right there and right there. So, might as well put them on right now. Get them on there. Hopefully we don't launch them into the fourth dimension. That one's in there. I love it when a plane comes together. Now this one's going to be a little more difficult. But, hey, you know, I'm game. I am game. Come on now. There we go. That's in there. Nice. All right. Now those two are in there without being launched into the fourth dimension. So, let's put our doors in, shall we? Got these two here. This one goes, okay. This one goes on this side. So, we will put some extra thin there. Extra thin on there. There is one door opened. Come to the other side, get the other door, and we'll put some extra thin on this, and some extra thin down here. Come on now. Don't be a pain. Damn it. And there we go. There's those two. We have this one going along the side. Fine, like so. So we'll put some extra thin there. extra thin down that side. We'll put that down in there. There we go. Nice. And then we have this one here, and this one rests against the back here, and it rests up against the landing gear strut. So we'll put that. We'll put a little extra thin on here, a little extra thin down here, and then we need to put some on the strut. And then we put that, we line it up. Of course it's going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. And we line it up on there. Perfect. There we go. Nice. All right, now all we got to do on part 11 is to put our wheels on, and this part will be done. So get our two front landing gear here. We'll put extra thin along the strut here, and we'll put some extra thin and one drop in the hole of the wheel. We will put the wheel on. Then we'll turn around, do the same thing on the other side. Got this one, and then we'll put the drop inside the wheel. Wheel goes on. Front landing gear is done. So let's move to the back. Number 12. Let's see. We're wanting this one here. First things first. We want number 51, which is this part here. This part's going to set right along the side here. It's going to set right along here, sort of like so. But, you know, it's going to stay on there. So let me get some extra thin on here. Get our part. We'll set it on here. Do not be a pain. All right, now what we want to do here, we want to sort of flare this out without breaking it. All right, so now we'll reapply the extra thin to our strut, reapply the part, and boom, right there. And there's how that part's supposed to set. Okay, now we will put number 53, which is this little skinny part. And folks, I gotta say this again, I don't know why they made this a starter set. There's way too many small parts for this to be a viable starter set. I do not agree with that. Airfix screwed up. There we go. That's on there, and then we go get one of these wheels. Let's see. Wow. We'll put some extra thin on here. Drop of extra thin into the wheel, and we'll put the wheel on. There we go. That side is done. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Gonna flare this out. There we go. I'm gonna put extra thin around here. Put this part along here. Like so. And then there's the other long part. There's that. Right now, put a bead along here, and wow, there it is. Okay. About launched another part into the stratosphere. There goes that, and extra thin on there. One drop on in the side of the tire. Come on now. Yes. There is the other landing gear. So now we're up to part 14. We're doing landing gear down. So let's do this side first. So we need, let's see, need this one. That's gonna go right there. I think the smart thing first would be to put the landing gear in first. And we will. All right. Well, let's see here. Okay, I think it'd be a smart thing right now. Just turn off the camera, give the battery a rest, and let this dry. And now we'll trim down these little blocks here where they mount, and we'll come back and mount them. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we've given this some time to dry. We've test fitted it. So let's get this on in there. Get some extra thin on there. Extra thin in the hole. There we go. That is now in there. All right. We'll do the same thing with this one. Extra thin around here. Extra thin in the hole. There we go. That one is in there. Straighten out the wheels a little bit. All right, now, last little bit here. Gonna start with this side. This bad boy right here. Yes. Then we'll be done. Get these doors on, we'll be done. Line down here. Door goes on. Bingo. Now, we need this one here. Just a little bit of extra thin down here on the bottom. A bit extra thin down there. And that bad boy is on there. Now, one more door on that side. We'll be done. Let's see. Okay. Let's go on the front side. A little bit extra thin down here. And some extra thin down here. Come on now. Don't be rude to me. Let's see if we can get a little, clean that off a bit. There we go. That side's on. There we go. Now, put these last 3 doors on and we'll be done for today. We'll set this bad boy down on its landing gear. Something down there. Something down there. And that. Alright, so that door's on there. And we'll get this next one on. Put some extra thin down there. Some extra thin down here. Along here. Put this door right like that. Beautiful. Okay, and this one will be last, of course. Put some extra thin down here along this edge. Some along that edge. No. Oh, this one's going to be a pain too. So, it figures the last part will be a pain in the butt. And there we go. Not as much as a pain in the butt as I thought it was going to be. Straighten out this wheel. And let's put this on its wheels. Oh my. Well, it looks like we've got what's called a wheel sitter. So, here's what I'm gonna do. We're all done with this part. I'm gonna let everything sit and dry. And off camera, later on, I'm gonna reopen that fuselage, put some weight in it. That's not gonna be hard to do. The hard thing is finding weight to put into it. So, but that's fine. That's fine. So there you have it. There's your top. There's your bottom with the landing gear and the doors. Looking good so far. I love it. So, some thoughts so far. Basically, yeah, okay. I thought something looked off there, but nope. Basically, it's not a bad kit. It's not a bad kit at all. I think there's parts that are going together very easily. There are parts that are, you know, not so easy, but I think they're calling this a starter set. This isn't a starter set. This is a beginner kit at best, if not an intermediate kit. This is far from a starter set. Too many small parts. way too many small parts to be a starter set. Way too vague instructions to be a starter set. Yeah, I totally disagree with them with Airfix calling this a starter set. It's laughable. But yeah, but everything taken into consideration, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying the build. It is fairly easy for me, but I'm not a beginner. If you're a beginner, I would be cautious. I would be very cautious of this kit if I were a beginner. Like I said, way too many small parts, way too vague instructions. But that's just me. So let's look ahead to part 4. We're just got done with part 14. Part 4, we're going to finish out the construction with steps 15 through 21, which is our fuel tanks. We're going to put together our bombs. Then we're going to install our weapons pylons, our bombs, our fuel tanks, and our missiles, and any other final parts. So that'll be next time. So that brings me to the question, folks. What's your favorite stage of any aircraft build? Let me know down in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. You know that. Don't forget about the links to everything, including merch, and don't forget you can now become a member. Just hit that join button on the video, near the video description, and also in the channel description. Just hit that join button, follow the directions. $1.99 a month, and that's all it costs. So as I said, next video we're going to finish out construction on this bad boy, do our final construction, get it ready for priming, and that'll be it. So that's all I got for you on this one. Just let this sit and dry. So you know what we say around here: never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. And until next time, folks, we will see you later. Bye-bye.